Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome everyone to the August 11th, Monday night, Finance and Agenda Prep. At this time, I will yield the floor to Finance Chairman Keller.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Item 1 is consideration of a resolution authorizing the mayor and the city clerk treasurer to sign a lease agreement with the Russellville Playhouse for 210 South Boulder Avenue and for other purposes. Before we go and consider item 1, I understand that Mr. Pistone with Russellville Playhouse has something that he was asked for the floor. So you can just, when you get up there, if you'll just do the, your name
And how does,
everything for the record.
I totally forgot about, do we have some motion for informal discussion?
I'll make a motion for a discussion.
Okay, second.
I just want to make sure parliamentary, I wanted to make sure.
We don't have the,
the
we don't have our
parliamentary news, yes, okay.
parliamentarian city attorney.
The Russellville Playhouse. We are presenting each city council member with a signed and autographed poster and a letter of thank you for supporting the Russellville Playhouse and its inaugural production.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For everybody, we just want to thank you guys for supporting us and being a part of the creative community and
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Are there any motions for item 1?
Was there, how did the negotiation come out on the contract? Because I understand there was some stuff that would not be amenable.
It should be in your packet. I sent you guys some things that were out of my realm of being able to negotiate. Mr. Smith and I cannot negotiate a few things. That would have been, so there's no contract at this point in time to sign. We have got to, there are 4 things, if I remember off the top of my head, that I'm not able to negotiate. One is they're requesting a 50-year lease. That's a little bit longer than what we normally do, so that's, that is up to you guys. And then there is a 24-month grace period, which is requested, which means they would have 24 months before they had to actually do anything on the building at all. They could consult and raise money. There was a 180-day cure period for conflict, and if this is one I definitely can't negotiate because it requires spending future money. Any monies that's spent in the prior 10 years to a exit from the partner or exit from the agreement, the city would have to repay to the Playhouse. So those are 4 things that I could not negotiate, and those are the things that I brought to you guys for your attention. If you want to advise me how to move forward in going back to that, because there was really, it was kind of the way we tabled that last time. There was that was the only direction that I knew was to get with Mr. Pistone, and he brought Mr. Leonard with him, and we looked over the initial contract, and he brought in the modifications that he had requested. Does that?
Was it not stated when we were trying to decide which one to pick that there was not going to be any recourse for money back of any improvements that they made? I remember that, number 1. And I also remember there was only like a 3 or 6 month grace period, not 24. I do take issue with both of those things.
Well, I would say on the compensation, I did, Mr. Smith, please advise me here. I looked that up, and according to Arkansas law, as best I can see, is we can enter into something like that. If let's say they build a $350,000 building back there, and then the city at some point goes, you're out, we're going to do our severance clause or whatever, then I don't see, according to Arkansas law, you can enter into that agreement, and the city would gain a pretty big asset back there, and it would only seem fair to repay to whoever did that, whether it was them or anyone else that did that one. So is that correct, Mr. Smith? It's under Arkansas law, we can enter into that agreement beforehand, or that's best practice anyway?
I guess I don't understand your question.
we would have it in the contract that any improvements they make on a dollar value, if they build a building worth $325,000, that it's not there right now, that if the city says, we want the property back, then the city, with an agreement beforehand, would repay that value of the improvement to that building.
I don't think that's the best practice, but if that's what you feel like you got to do, then that's for you to do. But no, under a lease, I think any improvements, they become fixtures of the law of fixtures, unless you agree otherwise, as they go with the land back to the landlord.
So,
Well, but my reading of it says that it's not required, but if both parties agree in writing, the landlord can reimburse the tenant either directly in
Are you-
cash.
Yeah, are you reading his deal? Because all of his sites are absolutely wrong except one. I've looked them up, and plus I knew most of them were wrong before looking them up. But no, if you're basically quoting his site to Arkansas Law, that is not correct.
No, I'm not. I looked mine up independently. I did not.
Right. The rule on fixtures is that they go with the land, but you can make an agreement that they can be severed and go back to the tenant, if that's what you want to do.
Okay, I was just trying to make a point that I thought that was fair. Mr. Olson, as to your question on the 6-month, I don't remember exactly. I'd have to go back. I think the reason they're asking for 24 months is because, one, it takes quite a while to raise money for this kind of endeavor, and two, grant stuff's pretty tight right now, and so having a little bigger window. And what was your other thing? I was just trying to remember. I don't remember that one specific. We talked about, and we may have talked about 6 months. I just don't remember.
So my general concern is, we compared their proposal to 2 or 3 other proposals, and that was in their proposal. And so now they're coming back and saying, adding all this stuff to it, so it's not apples to apples anymore. We need to go back to the drawing board at this point. That was part of the deal with me was, hey, it's gonna be done, and, they're gonna get it done in 6 months. And if they don't make it, and we have an improved building, that's not our problem, right? Now, it's gonna be our problem, and I don't care for that too much, at all, period. So I actually have another motion that I would like to make to go into negotiations with one of the other entities that was up here on this work, because I cannot agree to any of those things in the contract.
Is that a motion?
This is a motion.
I will make that a motion.
Is there a second on the motion?
There was, Mr. Miller, I understand, was not interested anymore. That was my understanding of that. And then the yoga. Mr. Duffield? Yeah, Duffield. They were going to purchase the building. Let's see what they'll do. I think it's only fair that they get to come back to the table and go apples to apples again against what's going on.
So, could you restate your motion?
I'd like to make a motion for the mayor to enter negotiations with Mr. Duffield on the purchase or sale of that building.
The motion has been made to allow the mayor to enter into negotiations with Mr. Duffield on the sale of the buildings. Is there a second? Hearing none, the motion fails. I feel like my first question is, what do you mean you are unable to negotiate? Is it you don't feel comfortable to negotiate on those points? Or you don't have the authority to enter into?
I don't have the authority to spend money without council agreement. I don't have the authority to go against what was proposed. A 24-month grace period was never, that's contrary to what you agreed on, so I'm going in and changing a contract. So I don't have that authority, do I, Mr. Smith? In my understanding, I don't have that authority.
I was under the impression that last time we met on this, that we conferred you with the ability to meet with him to get a language that was agreeable to all parties, and then bring that back to us.
And that's why I brought this back to you, for you
Understand.
to, if you agree with that,
So,
then you can tell me, yeah, like I say, those are things that I don't feel like are within my appointed authority. I can't, like I say, for one, I cannot dedicate city funds without approval of you. So,
yeah,
and then likewise, you know, we were under the impression that 18 months, I do believe Mr. Bastoni's last was 18 months. It was not 6 months, but 18 months we'd be operational. So I can't, you know, based off what you have agreed and asked me to negotiate, I felt like that was outside of my boundaries. So, but I can move forward on however you want, or we can have a special call meeting where we can all iron it out. And it's fine with me.
or,
However we
yeah,
wanna
I was
do
gonna
that.
suggest we may, having a work session.
A work
may-
session.
May actually be something that could allow us to try to finalize whatever language or whatever, and see if we can find a place where minds meet, and then be able to move forward, or not, you know, if that's what we find at that point, but.
Can we push this to a full council so that other people besides the finance committee can speak?
Well, one, anyone can speak. Anyone can speak. It's just right now, the finance is the only thing is finance voting. I don't know that, well, once we'd have to get into full council and then pull it from the committee at that point, for the full council. Since it's on the finance agenda, we'd have to be in full council, and then, what is the technical term?
Can you make a motion to move it to full council without?
Oh, yeah, well, we
you
could do
you
that, yeah.
Make a motion to move it to full council without any recommendation. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, we can do that, yeah.
So I'll make a motion to put it to a full council with
No recommendation.
no recommendation.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been motioned and seconded that we move item 1 to the full council with no recommendation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Item 1 is forwarded to the full council with no recommendation. Is there, since it was mentioned, is there anyone who's wanting to set up a work session to be able to discuss this as a group? There would obviously not be a work session with just the finance, it would be the whole council. And Russellville Playhouse.
Do you want to wait and set that up after full council, or after you see what happens in full council?
Well, we won't talk about it at full council today anyway.
Well, no, that's what he just made. He made a motion to move it to full council tonight without recommendation, is what his motion was.
So it was motion to move to the full council without recommendation,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
So would that not be treated like every other item that comes before the finance committee? And when we move it to the full council, we do so, but we will do it at the council meeting, not agenda prep, which would be next
Yes, you're exactly right.
Thursday.
Yes, yes.
So we're not
yes, sir.
going to talk
So
about
you're
it
wanting
today.
to,
So I was going to say,
next
as
week.
opposed to, I mean,
Yes,
we've got
you're
it on our
correct.
agenda for next Thursday now.
yes.
But if we wanted to go ahead and say, hey, let's have a work session, then that's something we could do as well.
Is it not on the agenda for tonight anyways?
No.
No, it's not, because it's on finance. Mr. Keller is correct. Chairman Keller is correct. Thank you,
So do
Mr.
we-
Keller.
Do we want to just, I know it sounds like we're gravitating towards a work session. Do we just want to hold off on deciding when and where for the work session until next week?
Or do you want to, are you wanting to try to have a work session between now and then, and Mr. Keller? That's what I'm trying to figure out what you're asking.
I mean, I'm fine with doing that. It was mentioned, so I just wanted to say if we feel like as a group we need to get together to be able to hammer this out, as opposed to waiting, then that's an option for us.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get other people in the conversation and then.
Anyone
finish
can
this.
speak. Anyone on the council can speak during this. Mr. Pearson, Ms. Young, Ms. Wetzel, if any of y'all have anything that you'd like to weigh in on this or any other thing, you're a member of the council, you can speak here, whether you're a member of the finance committee or not.
I think I have a struggle with the part that if they decide, if something happens in the future, I don't know how we can promise money when we don't know what council's going to be here. We don't know who's going to be on board by then. And I really did think that that was part of the presentation, that if something was to happen, that was not our responsibility to pay back. And I have a hard time promising future money just because are we going to have it? I'm sure we'll have it, but can I promise that council's going to agree? I don't know.
I agree that is a sticking point for me as well, and also that 2 years is a long time to go without some type of stair step, at least, that, reaching this threshold by such and such time period. That just going straight out to 2 years it's a long wait.
Especially since I believe, didn't you say that there's an issue with the roof?
Yes,
on
sir,
that building
there is.
that needs to be taken care of
Yes.
rather quickly.
Yeah.
Is there are folks wanting to set up a date for a work session on this, or are we just going to wait till next Thursday, or?
I'd be interested in a work session.
Interested. What?
I'll tell you what, everyone look at your calendars, and then we can come back and kind of figure out if we want to set up something before next Thursday, or if we want to wait until next Thursday to decide if we're going to set one up or what.
I'm good with setting one up
Okay.
before next Thursday.
You've got,
There's, any day this week, and then,
yeah, you could do this week if you want to do it this early, or you can do next week. Yeah, we are doing it on a Monday. This is a Monday, so
Yeah.
you do have a full week ahead of you. I didn't think about that, so.
I'm assuming that since we're not having agenda prep tomorrow night, since Wednesday is the first day of school, Wednesday night's probably not going to be the best night
Yeah.
for it either. So like Thursday or,
What about a week from today?
next Monday, next Tuesday.
Monday be better, for Mr. Olson said. Is anyone else?
I don't know if I can be here Monday, I can Tuesday, but
Tuesday?
I don't know, what's the better amount of people here?
What about Wednesday? What about the 20th? Is anyone out? We got someone who couldn't be here on Monday, someone who couldn't be here on Tuesday. Is there anyone that cannot be here on Wednesday?
Wednesday of this week or next week? I'm sorry.
Next week, the
Hold on, I'm
20th.
checking real quick, because I have to have a church group.
I don't think that's a problem for me. And when we say the days, we're saying 5:30 each of those days,
Yeah.
right? Just like any other
Yeah.
meeting. Okay.
5:30. 5:30 on the 20th.
Okay.
Does that-
5:30 on the
Does that
20th.
work for y'all? There's another party here, so let's
Yeah.
let's find out if that works for y'all. You said
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday works. Wednesday's the 28th.
so. Then we got Thursday, the 14th of this week. Is anyone opposed to the 14th this Thursday? Yeah, school just started, but it starts on the 13th, so we're a whole extra day into it.
Could we
Okay,
do
Chris is out of town.
Well, it's hard for y'all to get here at 5, isn't it? I was gonna say, I could do 5 on Monday. I'm just gonna have to leave by 6 Monday. But I could do a 30-minute, if Monday's the best day for y'all.
So you're saying the 18th?
Yeah,
You could be
I could
here.
make
You
Monday
could be here at
fix.
least a portion of the time.
Yeah, yeah. I just have
Well,
to leave
nothing's
by
going to be
6.
voted on at that point in time, because it's
Yeah.
going to be a work
Yeah,
session.
it's a work session. We can't take any formal action anyway. We can just talk about it.
I can
So-
get there, but I won't get there by 5. It may be 5:15 or 5:30 by the time I get there. So I've got the opposite issue that.
5:30 is good. I just have to be somewhere at 6, so I can
So-
head out.
Anyone opposed to 5:30 on the 18th, which is next Monday?
5:30. That's
Okay,
fine.
great.
So Miss Wetzel will not be here, but with 5:30.
No,
I'll come for as long as I can.
she'll be
Okay,
here.
okay.
She'll just have to
I thought
leave.
you said you had to leave at 5:30. I
She had to
apologize.
leave at 6.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. So we got a work session Monday, the 18th. Okay. All right.
Okay, and now we're on to item 2. Item 2 is consideration of a resolution authorizing the mayor and the city clerk treasurer to sign a construction agreement with Geosurfaces for the renovation project at Shiloh Park to turf the infields and build new backstops. Item 2A is the appropriation for those improvements in the amount of $676,135.95 to come out of the 2021 Parks and Rec Special Fund reserves. I move we send item 2 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Any discussion on items 2 or 2A? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding items 2 and 2A to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Items 2 and 2A are forwarded. Item 3 is an appropriation from the 2021 Economic Development Capital Fund 27 in the amount of $59,660 to construct a 50 by 60 shop building to house equipment and tools. This is from the airport. I move we forward item 3 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Any discussion on item 3?
Is this any kind of a grant? Is there any grant on
Which
this?
one?
Doesn't look like it.
80/20?
80/20 grant, yes, yes.
Oh, great. Is there any further discussion on item 3? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 3 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Item 3 is forwarded. Item 4 is consideration of an ordinance approving the private club permit for OG Russellville 6538 Incorporated and allow application of the required permits to the Arkansas Alcoholic Beverage Control Division per Arkansas Code annotated 3-9-222. Move we forward item 4 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Now, there was, before we vote, there was another permit we were going to approve, we're going to discuss regarding
Apple Hop.
Apple Hop.
Apple Hop. Yeah.
That was
Now-
last month. It's on the,
It's an old
It's on the-
business.
it's on the full council.
Now,
Yeah.
Olive Garden has requested, they have representation here that would you like to speak? If you would come to the podium, please state your name for those at home. They have a request, so. I'm sorry, Mr. Kelly.
No problem.
Hello, my name is Cliff McKinney. I'm an attorney in Little Rock representing Olive Garden, and they asked me to be present in case there's any questions or anything that you need to address. But if the group is ready to vote, far be it from me to keep you from doing that.
They have not voted for, you're requesting a one of one is
One
what
of
they
one,
need
that's
to
correct.
hear.
That's
Because
correct.
yeah, so I didn't know that everyone up here knew that you were
Yes.
requesting a one of
We are
one.
requesting a one-on-one, correct.
What's the reason on the 101?
The current status of the construction and being able to move forward with being able to file the application with the state, because it can be a 60 up to 90-day process to go through the state to get approval for the alcohol permits after we get past the city perspective. And so that's the reason why.
But y'all have known this, I mean, y'all been doing construction for 60 days. You could have already been here by now.
Well, actually, we do actually have a reason for that. The state changed the law recently on how you file for these types of applications. And the law just went into effect a few days ago, and we're still actually waiting on the regulations to come down from the ABC, which is why this is being filed as a nonprofit right now instead of the new form that'll be an LLC. So we were actually hoping that the new format was going to be finalized and the new regulations are going to be finalized. So there was a reason. It was due to a change in state law and waiting on the new regulations from the ABC.
That makes sense, thanks.
Okay, you know that there's no vote tonight.
Correct.
He does know that there's,
Okay.
but I just wanted, before you forwarded, that everybody knew that he was requesting a one of one while he was here.
Okay, there was never a second. We do have, again, I'll move to, okay, great. Is there any further discussion on item 4? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 4 to the full council with the recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay.
Thank you.
Item 4 is forwarded. Item 5 is consideration of a resolution authorizing the mayor and the city clerk treasurer to purchase a plaque to recognize the site of the Jackson House, sponsored by Councilman Gray. I move we forward item 5 to the full council with the recommendation of approval.
So,
Okay. Is there any discussion on item 5?
There is, Mr. Keller. So
Yeah.
this is a resolution, it's not an appropriation.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I'm 100% in support of this, but at this point in time, we have basically a discretionary spending freeze in the city right now. So I am asking our employees and our departments not to spend money. I myself am not going to a conference for Municipal League for next year's planning due to our spending freeze. So I would request that, I love the fact that what we're going to do, but I would request that the appropriation be wait until January of next year, if possible, unless we see something turn around. Now, you guys are the ones that control the purse. I don't, but that's just a request, because I'm asking all of our employees to not spend money on discretionary things, and that's just my request.
How much is this plaque?
It's only like $300-400, but
It'll be about
okay.
$550 all put together, and that's assuming Public Works could help us install it with some in-kind help. I would throw out there that we can go with what the mayor said, unless we get some benefactor.
Yeah.
I'm willing to write a check, get that started to.
Oh,
to make that
fundraising
happen.
is completely great. I agree with that. But I just actually sent somebody today, one of our departments wanted to go to a conference, and it was right at about $400, and I'm like, man, we need to hold off right now. So unfortunately, that's
And I
the
think y'all heard
situation
of
we find ourselves in. I
President-
definitely want to do it for sure.
Yeah, I think y'all heard a presentation on it last month. I sent renderings of what the plaque would look like, that should be in your packet. So anyway, I would love to see this get started, and Mr. Warnick, one of our youth council members, made a presentation last month on this idea. So Mr. Chairman, whatever we have to do to keep this alive, if we can get some fundraising going, get that raised to get this one kicked off, because I would like to see future projects like this as well, to recognize not only the work one of our youth council members did, but also the city at large, to recognize our historical heritage and other things. And I've got a similar thing coming up in that light as well that won't cost us any money, but
I like it.
Well, this is just a resolution to authorize.
It is a resolution,
There's
yeah.
there's no appropriation to it, so we've got a motion to forward it
Yeah.
to the full council, and then we can start, raising some funds to try to get this done privately if the city doesn't have the
Yes.
ability to do it right now.
I think Mr. Gray has a really good idea. I think we can find some
Yeah.
benefactors to do that.
Yeah. Is there any other discussion on item 5? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 5 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Item 5 is forwarded. Item 6 is consideration of a resolution to approve the Russellville Airport standard operating procedures. This is Airport Director Carp. I'm going to go ahead and say, just so we can have discussion, forward item 6 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Just come up, Mr. Carp, and just state your name. Just kind of tell them if that's
And we
okay,
got
just
a
explain
second.
what you're doing. If you don't mind.
We just need to do that so we could open it up for discussion.
Gotcha. Patrick Karp, Airport Director. Our current SOP is just out of date. It's been there for years. Myself, our Airport Commission, Mr. Smith, Mr. Pearson, and HR have all looked over the SOP that we're presenting to you today. And really the reason that we're updating it is because our current one is out of date and needs updating. Are there any questions about the document that y'all have?
Have you taken it through your commission?
It has,
It
yes.
has, and they approved it?
They did,
Was it unanimous?
yes, yeah.
Thank you for all the work. I know you've put a lot of hours into that.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions for Director Carp?
Is
Okay,
there
is
a
there-
motion?
There is a motion. Is there any other discussion on item 6? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 6 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Item 6 is forwarded. Item 7 is consideration of a resolution authorizing the mayor and the city clerk treasurer to sign an agreement with Post Oak Preservation Solutions LLC for services to update the historic district guidelines. Move we forward item 7 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Okay. Is there any discussion on item 7?
Ms. John Dole's not
She's-
here tonight, but this is a grant that we will fund and then it will reimburse. So there's no expense to the city.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and say, since Sarah's not here, I was part of the group that went through and reviewed the submissions for this RFP, and I think we're going to be getting a really good product coming from Post Oak.
Good.
Given their experience in doing similar things like this. I think it's going to be great, and we're going to be happy for it, especially since we get a grant paying for it.
Yes.
Is there any other discussion on item 7? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 7 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Item 7 is forwarded. Item 8 is consideration of a resolution authorizing the mayor and the city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement with Blackstone Construction LLC for parking lot maintenance for the Dalton King building. And item 8A is an appropriation for that parking lot improvement in the amount of $143,173.96, which will come from Fund 27, the Economic Development and Capital Fund. Move we forward items 8 and 8A to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on items 8 and 8A?
I do have one question. I was looking at the contract and the contingency fund. This is a general question, it's not about this project. What's the city's practice on contingency funds? If no weather delays, everything's good, does the money go to the contractor usually? Is that,
Oh, no, the contingency's just there if there's a problem, if we have to have a change order or something like that. You'll probably, I anticipate, what was it, 127, if I can remember what the actual bid
it
was?
was 123 and then the
123.
contingency was 15 something?
Yeah, so
I was
like
just
that.
wondering what our city
Yeah,
practice was
yeah.
because practices are all over the place. You
We
split
won't
it,
spend
you give
it.
to them, you keep it,
No,
so I was
no.
wondering what ours was.
No.
Okay. On generally-
It'll be what the bid price is, I'm pretty sure, because I don't anticipate us getting a lot of bad weather. Yeah, so.
Any further discussion on items 8 and 8A? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding items 8 and 8A to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Items 8 and 8A are forwarded. Item 9 is an appropriation for the Fire Department Contingency Fund 20 in the sum of $44,894.41, and the Fire Department Building Act 833 Fund 21 in the sum of $23,894.41 to be used to construct a live fire training facility located at 3036 East 16th Street. Move we forward item 9 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion on item 9?
Just correction, this is an enhancement to the live fire training facility. This will be a
Oh, I'm sorry.
building with a restroom and some different things out there on site for the fire department. So that live fire training facility is just incredible. If you guys hadn't had a chance to go out there and see it.
No, it's super cool.
It is, yeah.
Is there any further discussion on item 9? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 9 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Item 9 is forwarded. Item 10 is consideration of a resolution authorizing the mayor and the city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement for professional services with Barrett & Associates for the proposed Hilltop Sidewalk trail improvements and for other purposes. All those in favor, please, or excuse me, got ahead. Move we forward item 10 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Is there any discussion on item 10?
Mr. Newman, I'm assuming you're going to be part of this. You don't have to get up. I just making sure, I'm super excited about sidewalks up there, but I just want to make sure we got buy-in from the residents. I don't know if we had any talk up there, but I mean, I know there may be one or two up there that may be holdouts, but I think Mr. Barrett is probably a good person because he lives up there, and so he's got a really good relationship with that neighborhood, and I think he'll know which directions to take us, but I just want to make sure we had the buy-in of the residents on
Yes,
that
sir.
product.
Absolutely, that is part of a little unique to a standard sidewalk in this contract due to the complexity, preservation of trees, and a few other items in drainage and grading that we will anticipate having some sort of town meeting
Okay.
in the jurisdiction and ask council members to attend. After we have the preliminary alignment from the consultant, we plan on scheduling before we get very far along to make sure that, number one, this is in the best interest of everyone and the alignments are acceptable.
It's
before we
exciting.
move forward.
It's a good project.
Thank you.
I've had several people up there ask me for this for years now, so when are we gonna get sidewalks on top of the hill?
Well,
Here you go.
hopefully that they'll all be happy during the construction as well.
Yeah. And we know how that works. Be skateboarding down Hilltop.
So, Mayor, I get a question real quick about this.
Yeah.
So, this is entering into an agreement for these professional services. Is there not an appropriation attached to item 10?
There is not a, well, Mr. Newman. There's,
Yes, sir. What I was utilizing was a connectivity, part of our connectivity budget for the consultant services, since this is a new sidewalk, connecting that area versus.
so it's already
So
funded.
It's already funded,
budgeted?
yes, sir.
Do you know approximately how much that was going to be?
I believe the contract's approximately $70,000.
Okay.
That is for the consulting, and then as we determine what the construction was, we'll have that closer after the plans are prepared.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Is there any more discussion on item 10? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 10 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Item 10 is forwarded. Item 11 is an appropriation from the 2021 Parks and Rec Special Fund Reserves in the amount of $79,550 for the purchase of 2 Ford F-150 trucks for Parks and Rec. Move we forward item 11 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Got anything you want to say, Terry? Good trucks? Okay.
I will say this, Terry has worked hard to get the price, and he tried. He's worked hard to get us the right price.
New trucks, new building, boy, they're gonna be set.
Any further discussion on item 11? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 11 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Item 11 is forwarded. Item 12 is an appropriation from the 2021 Parks and Rec Special Fund Reserves in the sum of $6,277.25 to purchase the epoxy floors for the Russellville Soccer Complex restroom. Moving forward, item 12 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Is there any discussion on item 12? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 12 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Item 12 is forwarded. Item 13 is consideration of a resolution authorizing the mayor and the city clerk treasurer to apply for the Paul Braun Historic Revitalization Subgrant offered by the National Park Service. This is sponsored by Sustainability and Resilience. Move we forward item 13 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Is there any discussion on item 13?
I do have some input from Sarah.
Okay.
She's asked me to answer any questions based on what she's written here, if anybody's got any. It's a $750,000 grant allowing $37,500 for administrative services, leaving $712,500 to be offered through the application process. So it's a competitive grant. 10 sub-grants are awarded. So she's got a history of shooting for the moon and winning, so hopefully she will win on this one as well.
It would be good.
No, it'd be great.
It'd be great for Russellville.
Something I just want to throw out is that we do have a grant writer now, and we are applying for and being successful in getting more federal grants than maybe we have in the past. I think it would be beneficial to the city if we would start the process of getting a negotiated rate for indirect costs to be able to use in any federal grants, and then we can then use it in non-federal grants that do allow for indirect costs. And since we're starting to do those, we'll have a baseline that we can use to start that negotiation. Is there any further discussion on item 13? Hearing none, all those in favor say, moving item 13 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Item 13 is forwarded. And the last item on the finance agenda this evening is consideration of reimbursement request for second quarter expenses for Main Street, Russellville, in the amount of $15,000. Move we forward item 14 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Hey, she just texted me and said she had to leave, but if we have any questions, to let her know.
Second.
Second, okay. Is there any discussion on item 14? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 14 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Item 14 is forwarded, and we have concluded the finance committee.
I have one quick item. It's not about the agenda. James and Gina I don't know what, everyone, when we go through the system to put an agenda item, they're all coming out on the top. Online form submittal, and some of them have odor on them. So I don't know if anything's conflating on our odor form that we have. So anyway, at least I got one that said odor online form
On the
internal
website?
system. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was just, so anyway, I'm
Okay.
just throwing it out there.
James, can you check on that, sir? Yes, you got it.
I mean, it looks cool, but
Yeah.
it's not.
All right.
Forward it back to you, sir.
We will adjourn and reconvene. Can everyone make it without a bathroom break and push through this pretty quick?
Yeah.
Everybody good? You have to get Gina's going to be going to get something here real quick. We'll try to push through.
Well, it was just on one. I thought that was reading. I thought I was just
Hey, Mr. Gray, will you get your Wheel of Fortune out?
Yeah.
And for just a minute? Whatever you got, whatever that
It's
thing
just
is.
a random number generator.
So, I think she's got 30 numbers total, so,
Yeah, that's all I need is the top number.
yeah. Give me 3 random numbers between 1 and 3.
Are you ready now?
No, I'm just kidding. As soon as she gets back up here, we'll get started.
Gina's at 30. Gina, is it 30?
About 30 people we have on the list of prayer.
Yes, just pick them, because
Yeah.
right now, every time y'all do it, I'm ending up with the third.
Okay.
person.
All right. So, okay. All right. Here we go. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our 6 o'clock agenda prep meeting. As soon as Mr. Gray gets us
I'm ready.
3 numbers, and
Okay, you ready,
the
Gina?
clerk will write them down here in a second.
The first one is ironically 1.
The first one's 1. Way to start out there.
Second number is 14. Third number 24. Do you need a
Okay.
fourth one? Nope. Okay.
That's good. All right, so we got that right there. We're going to move on to Mr. Kenneth Duval for his quick update for us.
Yep. Okay, West Main sidewalk started today. East 2nd Street, Waterloo, the utilities are still being relocated. The soccer complex parking lot will start this week. That's what I was told this morning. And just a quick update on Prairie Creek. The construction company has mobilized, and the first thing on the agenda, of course, will be removal of the buildings.
Are those buildings just the ones on the east side that'll be removed?
No, there's a couple that's actually on Parkway as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
The old cars building.
Yeah.
That
The
one.
things that are right up next to the creek.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nothing, this came up in a Main Street thing the other day. We were talking about tech kids walking back and forth. The buildings on the west side of Parkway, those will
They're
not
staying.
be taken down.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're staying.
all right. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Ms. Pitts, where did Miss, where did Miss Betsy go? Okay, so she was gonna give her presentation real quick. Victoria, will you see if she's close out there? Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. I didn't know if she was talking in there. She's in the ladies' room. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start. Consideration of an appointment of Terry Clear to the Board of Adjustments and Planning Commission. This is based off of applications that we received. We did, at the will of the council, take applications. And you guys may not know the name Terry Clear, but I promise you, you would know her face.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to be an excellent addition. Mr. Don Jackamore had his last meeting this last week, and we were appreciative of all of his time and efforts. So Ms. Terry Clear is going to be sitting on Board of Adjustment and Planning Commission if you guys okay that next week. Unfinished old business is going to be consideration of an ordinance approving city private club permit for Apple Hop R. This is required state permit application, and this will be the second reading. Is this 2 of 2 or 2 of 3?
Mr. Mayor, I know that there's nothing of substance happening tonight, but I just wanted to get it out there before it slipped my mind.
Okay.
Because I have poor memory. There was a gentleman that had reached out to me. I don't believe he was in my ward, but he did reach out and just wanted to relay his opposition to this permit being approved for Apple Hop. He didn't. I advised him that he could come tonight or come to the next council meeting next week, and he just was satisfied with just letting his opinion be heard. So.
Okay. All right.
I just wanted you to be aware of that.
Thank you. Oh, it's 2 of 2. 2 of 2. That'll be 2 of 2. Consideration of an ordinance amending the fiscal code for the city of Russellville, adopting ordinance 2520, amending the fixed asset inventory to increase minimum limit thresholds from 2,500 to 5,000. This is just based off the fact that things cost a lot more than they used to, and it's harder to take things off of our physical asset list. And item 3 is going to be a consideration of an ordinance amending the physical code of the city, Russellville, adopted by ordinance 2520. And this is just establishing the process and removing the fixed assets that depreciate below the minimum if you set the threshold at 5,000 for fixed asset inventory.
Do we not currently have a process for that at all?
I think that may just be, there is one thing that's changing in that process, isn't it? Miss Baker's not here. It's this whole school thing. But no, I think, and it may just be the fact that we're amending that process just because of the.
I just assumed we had one.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have anything to add to that, Mr. Smith?
We don't have a process to take it off.
Oh, we don't have a process, so Mr. Smith is, we are going to be amending that and make that,
Okay.
make an actual
So it's an
process.
amendment, okay.
Is that correct, Mr. Smith?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Smith.
So it's amending, not establishing?
It is, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Thank
okay. The consideration of resolution to recognize and support the Russellville Rotary's peace pole that is being placed going to be placed in downtown Russellville. Ms. Sherry Paulsgrove, would you come? Oh, it's not Paulsgrove anymore. I
Ms.
apologize.
Taylor.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I knew for a long time ago, so I apologize, sir.
I've been working with Ms. Taylor on this she contacted
Yeah.
me, what was that, about 2 months ago when we first started speaking?
She's been talking about it for a while.
I did not even know these existed.
Yeah, pretty neat.
And then I was working in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago at a school and walked by and saw a peace pole and went, there's a peace pole. I know what that is. So I went over and took a picture of it and sent it to Sherry.
Kind of give us a quick rundown on that, if you
Yeah,
don't
it's
mind,
a
Ms.
really
Taylor.
cool. It's a really cool opportunity, and it's something that I think is going to be a real asset to the city.
First of all, we are my husband, Taylor.
Taylor, I apologize.
Much easier than Paul.
Yeah.
We are representing the River Valley Sunset Rotary Club. Totally different than the Russellville Club. So,
Yeah, okay.
there's 3 Rotary clubs
Okay,
in
we'll get
Russellville.
that named. Okay, okay.
That's okay.
River Valley Sunset.
As long as
I
we're-
submitted it as Sunset, but it didn't make it into our.
River
business as
Valley Sunset. But
so-
hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's still under the name of Rotary, and Rotary has, as one of our 7 areas of focus, peace building and conflict conflict resolution. And one of the ways that we can measure the goal of trying to support encouraging peace in our communities is by planting peace poles. These can be all kinds of different ways of building these poles, but the ones that you might see around the world, there are 250,000 of these plus around the world. They are internationally recognized. This is not a Rotary project, but because it is under one of our 7 areas of focus, it is a way that we can show our support for peace in our communities. And so the ones that we are looking at, and the one that our club has purchased, and we have someone who has said that they will allow us an area to plant that. I call them those plastic fences around houses, but the vinyl fences, those 4 by 4 inch columns, that's what they use to make a peace pole. On the peace pole is the phrase, "May peace prevail on earth," in 4 different languages, or if your peace pole is 8-sided, then you would pick 8 languages, but ours is 4. And Mr. Gray helped us determine with the help of the school district.
I went to the school district, and English, of course, second was Spanish, of course, and then you start wondering what's third. It's Mandarin. And then fourth will maybe blow you away. It is Marshallese.
Okay.
Marshallese. Now, if we were in Springdale, that would have been third, but
Well, they ask you to pick the 4 top
Yeah.
languages that most reflect your community. We also have on our peace pole a little placard that has that phrase in Braille as well. And just to let you know, last year in our Rotary District, which is Clarksville down to the very southern part of our state, we have 39 clubs around our district, but we have 3 peace poles now erected in or planted in our district, with some more in the works, one of which UCA, the Rotaract Club, which is the younger version of Rotary, planted a peace pole in the middle of the UCA campus that's now called the UCA Peace Park. And so Rotary has a part in there. The very first one in our district, we put it in, we planted it, we gave it to the city of Fordyce as a result of the
Shooting.
the tragedy there last June of 2024. So that's what got them started in our district, plus our international president encouraged us to promote peace. And how do you measure it? By having something that can show that you do support it. So our club has the pole. We have the location secured. We just ask for support from the city council, in coming to our event, and then possibly planning some more of these around our community.
Thank you so much,
Tech
Ms.
needs
Taylor.
a peace square or peace circle, so maybe do that at Tech. Can you share the location and the date, because we want to promote
We have a
this to everybody.
tentative date, it looks like we're going to go forward with this, of September 22nd, probably like at 6 p.m. that evening, to kick this up, to show that it's being planted. First Security Bank on Main Street has graciously allowed us a little corner that's right like where the sidewalk comes up to their grass.
Yeah.
And so we can put it right in the corner of that grass to where it'll be in dirt. We won't have to tear up any concrete. But then checking with all the city officials to make sure we're in the safe spot. But they've said we could put that there to where people can walk up. These are registered worldwide, and people actually travel around looking for these, or then they, have their pictures taken with them and put them out there. So it'll be in a spot that people can walk right up to the pole, have their picture taken, share this, because this is not just a River Valley project, but this will spread.
All right.
Did you
Thank
say
you.
what time? Did you say, y'all
We're
got a
6
time
p.m.,
yet? Or
right?
is that
6 o'clock.
tentative?
We're thinking 6 o'clock.
6, okay.
That's what we're looking at right now. Hopefully involve some students from the schools and different officials, especially you folks, and as many as we can get there to help us.
Just get
plant
us some
that.
information, and we'll share it on our social media.
We will do that.
We'll definitely do that, so. Thank you so much, Ms. Taylor. You got it
Thanks,
right.
Sherry.
Got it
Appreciate
right.
it.
I love the work that Rotary does.
Yes.
They do a lot of stuff around here. So.
Yeah, Rotary does a lot. All the clubs do a lot. Ms. McGuire, would you please approach for your Friends of Lattimore Tourist Home update, and then we will adjourn after that.
What did they say? The 22nd of September at what time?
Yeah. 6 PM on the 22nd, I believe is what Ms. Taylor said.
Thank you, Mayor. Sorry I stepped out of the
No,
room.
you're fine. Can you
Jane
state
told
your
me
name?
that you called.
Will you state your name for those at home?
I'm sorry, what?
Will you state your name for those at home?
Thank you. My name is Betsy McGuire. I'm Vice President for Friends of the Lattimore Tourist Home. And thank you, Mayor and Council. Our annual memo of understanding with the city requires us to do quarterly reports on the Lattimore Tourist Home project to you all. That report should have been last month, but we were waiting for word on the grant that we had applied for. So this is a very timely report. I'll do my best to keep it brief because I know you want to go home. And I will touch on the most important accomplishments and focus on our current program of work. So this has been a really busy year. You all in the printed report have a copy of our annual calendar that shows you all the events and activities that the Friends and the volunteers take part in. Please note that that calendar gets updated throughout the year as opportunities come up. And while most of the year our board and volunteers look like a flock of very peaceful ducks floating peacefully on a lake, you can't see the frenetic paddling that's going on beneath the surface of the water. Restoration of the wood windows has been ongoing thanks to the efforts of local craftsman Kendall Hearn. For those of you that don't know Kendall, Kendall is restoring all the wood windows in the original two-story iHouse, and he's using a lot of the original materials to do that and all the original hardware. You can literally go up to those windows with one hand and raise them. They are that easy to operate. And he is also creating storm windows for each of those windows in the process. Earlier this summer, one of our board members, Marshall Morris, and his team went in and installed temporary steps and railings to the front porch of the house. When I saw them being installed, I was amazed at how good they looked. He painted them white. And I said, for temporaries, those look really good. And he said, well, I knew temporaries could be there for 2 years, so I wanted them to look nice. So be sure you go by and take a look at those. They make access to the front of the house much easier. We used to have to enter through the back door. And also, it has greatly improved that public view from the street. And we're also hearing from those that live in the neighborhood how much nicer it's looking. So that carries a lot of weight. And we're seeing the neighborhood really be protective of that structure as well. So it's just been a very interesting process, but something that we also anticipated with a project like this. So the Lattimore Tourist Home Project has been awarded another grant. This will be our third grant from the Arkansas Historic Preservation Program. It's a $100,000 grant, requires a $50,000 cash match. Friends of the Lattimore Tourist Home have that $50,000 cash to make that work. You also have a copy of the proposed project plan attached to your document and the sequencing for phases 2A and 3A. And as we break these projects down in these different phases down, sometimes we don't get everything done that was proposed in a previous phase, so we carry those items over. So if you're seeing 2A and 3A together, there's a reason for that. Also, if you all have any additional questions that I'm not going to touch on tonight, you know that you can reach out to me or any board member that's listed on that list of board members that's included in your packet, as well as Jane Pittman, our Citizen of the Year, who wasn't planning on being here tonight till Joe Pearson caught me in the back room getting ready and said, is Miss Jane going to be here tonight? So I called her and she said, I'll be there. And that is the thing about all of our board members and volunteers. As one of our newest volunteers has said, we always show up. When we're needed, we show up, and Jane is a perfect example of that. When the temperatures get cooler, we want to plan a couple of public tours this fall. And that will give an opportunity for not only the public, for elected officials. We want to reach out to our state and federal legislators to come and take a look. Not that we're asking for anything of them, but we want them to be aware of this project and its significance in the community. Lastly, I want to thank you guys for your support, because we could not do this work without your all's partnership. As the mayor knows, and Gina knows, I was in there using the copy machine tonight to get those documents printed off for you all. And literally, your support means the world to this project. We knew at the front end this was going to be a long-term, multi-phase project. And as much as I'd like to say, I'd like to see it open next year for the public, it's probably going to be at least 2 more years, depending on how the funding comes in for that. I think I have covered everything that hits some of the high notes. Please take a look at those proposed plans for phases 2A and 3A. Those are the proposed plans. Obviously, funding makes a big difference in what we're able to accomplish. We have a great architect that helps us do things that we might not otherwise be able to do because he knows who to reach out to, who to get to take on those different tasks. And one of the things I did fail to mention was we had 2 trailers of old growth lumber, beadboard, and miscellaneous lumber donated by Dr. and Judy Galloway that are probably going to save us thousands of dollars as they're going in, repairing those floors and so forth. And for those of you that have been in there before, and you know there have always been soft places in the floors that you had to kind of just know that they were there even though they were safe. Now that floor is just as sturdy as it can be.
Thank you so much, Betsy.
Thank you. If you guys have any questions, just reach out. And we hope to see you later this week at our booth at the Chamber's Business Expo. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone have anything else? We will adjourn. Thank you.